Hey guys, it's Wraith here, and I want to talk about something that's a little serious this week, so I hope you'll bear with me and listen to the end. How did you find out about Dragon's Reign? I'm betting for most of you it was an ad on YouTube, or maybe you saw something on Facebook, and that's how you discovered that Dragon's Reign exists, and you fell in love with it, hopefully, checked it out, but otherwise it hadn't been recommended to you. You would never have found it absent advertising. Now, I will say we're not actually talking about YouTube or Google today. That actually has been our saving grace because they are still allowing us to target people who would be interested in gay romance. But Facebook no longer is. They're making it a lot harder. When we're advertising, we can't be like Coke and just put our ad out there for everybody to see. Even if you're a Pepsi lover, if you see a Coke ad, you're not going to put a nasty comment down there about, oh, Pepsi's better, man. Pepsi's so much better. And by the way, as a Diet Coke fan, Pepsi is not better. The thing is that companies like Coke or Clorox or, God forbid, even something like the Vampire Diaries or some kind of paranormal show, they have no fear putting their content out for a general audience, even if it's not going to be for everyone that they actually are exposed to. These are big companies who have a general product that have a wide audience base. In order to get people who are interested in our content in the past on Facebook, you can't just target someone, are you gay? There is no I am gay checkbox in Facebook. That's not the kind of data that Facebook shares with us. But believe me, they know. Not every gay person, it's not like a monolithic thing. Not every gay person wants to read Wraith Rain, but I can tell you that every gay person we'd be safe showing our product to because they're not going to tell us we're going to hell. So what we've always done is we've done things like, okay, someone who's interested in the show Supernatural likely will be interested in some of my vampire stuff. Oh, and if they're also interested in gay pride, they, again, just like with that Coke ad, are not going to say, I'm going to hell. Now, it might sound like hyperbole, but even with that kind of targeting, which is not exact, we would probably get once a week, sometimes maybe more often, comments, emails were reported with people telling us that things that I can't even repeat on here. But definitely going to hell, definitely what is this F stuff doing on my feed, attacking people. One of them even had the darling sense to write poop sex as a review with a 1-star for Dragon's Reign on Apple Podcasts. Yeah, those are the type of people we're dealing with. So we tried, obviously, we don't want those people to see our advertising. Why? Because they're not going to buy our stuff. So we have no desire to spread the word to people who are going to be adverse to it. We're gay romance. That puts us in a niche content all of its own. And it's always been difficult to know who's going to be interested and who's not. Well, Facebook has decided to make that significantly harder because they no longer are allowing us to do that cross-reference from, liking the show Supernatural and being interested in gay pride. The gay pride part, gone. Not allowed to be advertised to at all. You can't limit your audience in any way to people with those two interests. Somebody who reads The Advocate or Gay Times or Out, no longer able to do that either. Anything that would give us a sense that at least this person isn't antagonistic towards gay content is now gone. So I can honestly tell you, while it does seem that people who watch vampire shows are far more open-minded about stuff about sexuality, which go you guys, vampires equals transgressive sex. The truth is that this makes it almost impossible for us to advertise on Facebook in any way that is meaningful, that does not cost us way too much money. We are a small company, as you guys know. We are a handful of people. We take the dollars that we get in, every single penny you give us, and we're pretty much reinvesting that in the company. And advertising is one of the big things to get our audience, like I said, to get to people who would even be interested in our stuff. And even if you're interested in our stuff, you guys know there are times when you simply don't have the money to purchase everything you want. We can't even get to the first step, which is a pool of people who might be interested, let alone to the second step, to those who have the money to invest. So what do we do? It's like a really big question. What do we do? Well, we bless our stars that YouTube is not doing this first. We look at other platforms like TikTok and Instagram, where it might be a little bit easier, even though Facebook owns Instagram, which is a whole other story to talk about. But we, put our eggs in more than one basket. But Facebook was wonderful in the sense that people were used to be quite frank, buying off of it. I buy tons of stuff off of Facebook, everything from these cute winter mittens to blankets to everything I could think of from small creators, because Facebook could curate my feed to have the things that I'm mostly interested in. Versus, YouTube does this too, but I found that Facebook was just far more friendly way of finding new things. It really brings us to what we've always needed from you as our audience, but we need it more now than ever. We are taking a lot of risks coming up into projects that I cannot tell you about yet, but we are doing it. We're putting a lot of our capital into a project that we really think is incredibly special. And we want to give this to you and more like it. We need an audience, and we need to grow that audience, and we need to have widest, deepest pool we can get, because not everyone, as I said, who's interested has the money to support us. But we need that money, because I know artists don't talk about this, but the money is what makes the things you love get created. Don't tell yourself, well, it should be a passion project, because you know what? How often do your passion projects get pushed to the end of the line and never happen because you have to do your day job and you're just too exhausted to do anything else, let alone be creative or put all this time in? Too often, right? Wraith Rain exists because I'm able to pay people and myself to work on this, to not have to do other things. You're buying people's time, and that just can't be understated. But we go back again to the fact that if we can't get a deep enough and wide enough pool of people to know about our stuff, we won't be able to make this stuff. So we need some things from you that you've probably done, at least on a limited scale. Because it's gay, it's sometimes problematic to share, because you may be hiding the fact that you like this stuff. You, in fact, may be very private about the fact that this is something that makes you happy. And we do understand that. To those who have created an online presence that can't be traced back to them anyway, so they can be as open as they want, whoever they want on the internet, we're asking something of you. Please share this content with everyone you think is going to be interested. Goodreads, YouTube, Spotify, all of it, Instagram, TikTok. You cannot know how your sharing opens up a world. Even if one more person on your list goes and checks us out, and one person from their list goes and checks us out, you can see how this builds. I know that creators tell you this all the time, and I swear it's like, subscribe and like and share, and it's almost become like a meme, right? It is a meme. I hear it, but I don't hear it, and I hear it and I hardly do it. Because I'm like, oh God, okay, whatever, like, sounds good, whatever. But in this case, our reach has become so much more narrow, so much more dangerous, because we're going to literally, with Facebook, it's going to go from 1 or 2 of those comments a week about how we should go to hell to a hell of a lot more of them. We're going to be in hell every day, according to them. And all of my friends will be there, and it'll be a big party. We really do need you to support us in any way you can, which includes sharing, which includes purchasing something. And I know artists don't like to talk about this either. While I so appreciate you listening and loving the free content, if you could buy a book, just one, $2.99 book, Or if you're in KU, just check out the books and go through them. Or tell a friend who's in KU. Or you can sign up for a 99-cent membership one month or the $9.95. Thanks, guys, for listening.